I want to ask you, the more laws are strengthened, the more nothing really changes for the victims of such crimes like rape.
See, coming, I don't want to involve myself or indulge myself into discussions which has political overtones, nothing to do with BJP or the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, everybody has been involved. Now, the issue is a man has been convicted and he has been sentenced to suffer life imprisonment. Now, the conviction is also under Section 5C. Now, 5C of POCSO Act deals with if an offence is committed by a public servant. Now, the High Court, in a judgment which runs into 53 pages, I have had the occasion to glance through the judgment, and I find that the High Court, normally the High Court does not, at the stage of granting bail or refusing bail, does not venture to give a long judgment. But nevertheless, taking into consideration that so many things could be said about the High Court took precaution, long judgment, and justify why the accused deserves to be enlarged. It is only suspension of sentence. Now, please try to understand.
Only suspension of sentence?
Of course.
No, he's not.
Now, there is a distinction.
In a case of rape, in a case where the family members have been killed, in a case where he's been convicted or, accused of killing the father, 2 aunts have died, you're saying only suspension?
Of course, yes. Now, after 7 years, if a man is in jail for 7 long years, and the law on suspension of sentence has been taken into consideration by the High Court. The High Court, as a matter of fact, in para 36 to 39, deals with what is the law which holds the field so far as the issue of suspension of sentence is concerned, and then gives its justification. Now, assuming I don't agree that the High Court, in my assessment, the High Court has done a wonderful job.
Wonderful job. Sanjay Jha, the High Court has done a wonderful job. What is the use of laws if there is no heart, if there is no emotion, if there is no sensitivity in it, Sanjay Jha? And Advocate Subhash Jha makes a point that he does not want to get into political overtones. But how can we get rid of the political overtones given the fact that Kuldeep Sengar was an MLA? He is a politician, accused of rape and killing of the father of the victim.
I am.
Navika, Mr. Jha, can I speak without your interruption, sir?
Sanjay,
can I finish? You have spoken enough. I have a contrarian view. Let me speak. Please do not interrupt. Let me finish. I won't take too long, Mr. Jha. Please be quiet for just 10 minutes to 1 minute. You know, Navika, what is very disturbing? This case, and you have already put all the facts out, but I think for not just the women, for our society as a whole, this court verdict is shameful, is disgusting, is sickening. Is disgusting, is sickening. And I want to mention 3 points that I think we need to talk about. She was a minor. Number 2, the violence against her happened and was reported 10 months after she had been abused, maligned physically, etc. I mean, can you imagine, for 10 months, nobody knew, although the entire ugly rape happened just around 50 to 100 kilometers away from Lucknow. Point number 3, at some point she was so desperate, she wrote to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India for help. Can you imagine a girl who's been brutalized? As you rightly said, her father is murdered. There was a truck accident where she could have died as well. She writes to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India for help, who then took cognizance, and then the case went on. And Mr. Jha, my namesake on the program, believes this wonderful news for the women of this country and for our society.
Subhash Jha, I once again implore you, is the law bereft of emotion and sensitivity?
Yeah, it is. It's dead.
The law has its own way of deciding matters. Just 1 second. Sanjay, 1 second. Now, please try to understand, in a given facts and situation, we must go and see the judgment rendered by the Supreme Court in K.A. Najib's case. It was a case from Kerala, emanating from Kerala, where on the issue of framing of certain questions which were perceived to be against Islam, the PFI workers or PFI goons.
Subhash Jha, there is no parallel. We are talking about a rape case. We are talking about a rape case. A case of rape where the victim, there are attempts on her life. Her aunts lose their life. Her father loses a life. And this is purely power politics, where the man is a strong man, belongs to a political party, has power at his disposal, and on the other side is a hapless young girl, a minor who's gone through all of this. And we are sitting here and justifying what the law says, what are the precedents, whether the law has followed section X, Y to Z. Well, that's not the way a victim has to be treated. And the biggest insensitivity is the handling of these victims by the Delhi police. Have a heart. Have a heart. It is not as if there are crowds that have descended on the streets of Delhi. There is a mother and there is a daughter, a victim of rape. Two people can actually disturb your law and order. Well, in which case, I'm sure nothing goes wrong in Delhi because we have such a strong police. It's a question that makes us all search our souls. Where are we going? Are laws without a heart really the solution? It's a question we must ask. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Good night, be safe. I'll be back tomorrow.